Good morning, you all. Hope all is well with y'all. I'm just getting on here to really thank you guys, the 30 or 40 people who watched my first video. And I didn't think it would be that many people, but it was, and it kind of blew me away because I ain't looking for no big audience and I ain't trying to make money off of here and then. I'm just getting on here to tell you about Jesus. And lately, I've been having a lot of issues because your girl got too comfortable with life. Everything was good and I stopped praying. Stopped praying as much because things was good. And I ain't decided, just things happening. And that old raggedy devil, I stopped getting my emails that alerts me. I would get a verse every day, and that kept me reading the Bible and doing what I needed to do right. So about 3 weeks ago, I stopped getting them, and less, I thank God for the day every day, but, I wasn't reading the Bible and studying like I should have been doing. Got a little too comfortable, and then in comes Mr. Devil, his old raggedy self gonna come in, causing all kind of confusion in my life. So I'm like, what's going on? Why is all this happening, Lord? And then it just came to me. You done got too comfortable and ain't doing what you need to be doing and talking. I'm supposed to talk about Jesus, and I do help people when I'm out. I do talk about him, and I mention him a lot when I'm out, but I can do more. I can do more. He know I can do more. And just things start happening because God, in order for the devil to do something to you, it's got to be approved by God. He can't just go in and do what he want to do because God is still in control. The devil, he have to ask permission too. And God want us to trust him 100% and rely on us and push that button and see, hey, you gonna serve me or you gonna serve him? He wants you to make a choice. You can't serve both. You can't have two masters, and I don't want no devil as my master. I ain't finna be doing his work. You know what I mean? But I slacked and getting too comfortable, having issues. My son, teacher at school, called him a racist. I say, what? he called me. He called me because usually he'll text me. But he called and I knew it was something serious. I'm like, oh God, what the boy done did? What's really going on? So I answered. It was his cell phone, and I answered, and it was the assistant principal. It was a man, and he told me, Miss Williamson, this is whatever his name, and Miss whatever the teacher name sent Nicholas to me because said he was cursing and all this and all of that. But she always sending students to him, and I know he tired of it. I told him, I said, I know you tired of it because I've been having issues with him, but he wasn't gonna say nothing. He couldn't say nothing. But he kind of, laughed a little bit. And I said, what now? What he did. What's really going on now? And she heard him curse, and she sent him out, and he couldn't go back into her room until she talked to me. He said, so you want me to tell her to call you? Or are you going to come up here? I said, well, you can tell her to call me and I'll be right here waiting on a call. So about 10 minutes later, she did call me. And she said, Miss Williamson, I had to send Nicholas out. He was disrespecting my class. He was cursing him and these two other little guys he talked to. And he don't do anything until he's around them and trying to show out. I said, well, wait a minute. Let me stop you right there. I said, Nicholas got a mind of his own, and those other two guys, they can't make Nicholas say nothing or do nothing Nicholas don't want to do. I'm not going to set up, I can't blame them two boys for Nicholas. I'm not the one to do that, because he know right from wrong. And it's his choice to do it. So, she didn't say none of that. And then she said, well, anyway, another thing about Nicholas, he's a racist. I said, what, beg your pardon? You say what? He's a what? She said, Nicholas is a racist. He's talking about, always saying something about a white person and Mexicans or something. And I think him and the boys, he told me because he said, you're going to get a call from her because she heard us talking. And she never did call about that. You know, she never got in touch with me about that. But she said he's a racist because he's always talking about whites and Mexicans. And Nicholas told me his side of the story is what he said. Him and the boys be talking about the scary movies and how did he say how the black folks die first or the white folks die first? I don't remember how it was, but you know that's what he said they was talking about. I wasn't there. I can't tell you what it was about. So I'm like listening to her, listening to him, trying to find the middle ground to see what's really going on. Cause I ain't for no wrong. So I said, she said, yeah, he's a racist. And I said, you know what? He said the same thing about you. Well, how could he say that about me? I've been in the school system 30 years or 25 or 30 years, and how can I be a racist? I said, well, I guess the same way you say he's a racist, he figure you one. I guess, you know, I don't know. You have to ask him, but he did say that about you. But I told him, no, don't do that. You don't know her like that. And you can't go around saying that somebody is a racist when you don't know them, you know, get on that level to know them. You know, I said, you can't go around and say that. I said, that's what I told him. And I said, did you tell anyone else he's a racist? Yes, I told the assistant principal and his, what them violin people? Orchestra teacher that he was a racist. And she said, yeah, I told her, right? And I said, oh my God, you running around here telling folks the boy racist? I ain't raising no racist. What you talking? I said, no ma'am, he's not a racist. Well, he's your son and I know you're going to take his side. And I said, no ma'am, I'm going to take the right side. I said, now I wasn't present. I wasn't in your room. I don't know what went on. I'm hearing one thing from you, one thing from him. I'm just trying to get to see what's going on. I'm not taking sides. I said, because I really can't, because I wasn't there. So I can't 100% take your side or his side. And then I said, by the way, I already mentioned it to the counselor about, you know, Nicholas was having an issue with you also. And she told me that you was having an issue with quite a few kids. What's her name? And I said, I don't know what her name was. If I did, I wasn't going to tell her. Then she said, well, how she look? I said, I don't remember. I really didn't remember the lady name and couldn't describe her. You know, you just get disgusted and I wasn't trying to see how she looked. Oh, I can't tell you all that. And if I did, no, I wasn't going to tell you. And she went off subject and stuff. And I said, by the way, I said, let's get back to the subject at hand now. I said, now, what do he can't come back to your class or what's going on? She said, well, since I talked to you, he can come back. And I said, well, okay. And then I called the assistant principal back and I said, well, you know, it's an issue with them. I'd rather he didn't go back into her class. I said, because it's going to be something else. And I said, he's not going to pass it anyway. He wouldn't do his work and do what he was supposed to do. You know, he was wrong too. So he said, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see, can I take and find a class or put him somewhere else so he won't have to go back into her class. I said, well, that'll be great because he ain't going to pass no way. So I didn't hear nothing back from him that evening. And when Nicholas got back home, he told me that the orchestra teacher told him to just come to her room. I said, well, do the teacher know, you know, the one called him prejudice? I said, well, do she know this? Did they tell her? He said, I don't know. I said, well, they didn't call me back. So I told him, look at him now. What you do is you go to her class and say, Miss Christian and assist. I don't think her name is Christian. It's something like with a C, but I ain't mean to say it no way. But They had the discussion. They was going, he was just gonna go to the orchestra class. And I told him to make sure. I said, you go tell the lady that what they talked about and told you to do, and you let her know, and then go ask the orchestra teacher to call her and tell her. So it was a situation with that. The next day, he just waved and let her see him. That's what they told him to do. But I called the teacher because he texted me and said, well, she marked me absent. I said, well, didn't you go in there? He said, nah, I went and waved. I said, well, you should have waited till she saw, okay, you can go and saw you. You know, they ain't going to do right, these children. And so I had to call up there because she had marked him absent. And I said, look, why did you mark him absent? And I said, well, he said Miss Christian said for him to come to her class. Well, he didn't tell me that. She hadn't told me that. I ain't heard. And then so gets down there. She said, I'm going to go down here. And so she went to the orchestra room. And then they called me back. And the orchestra teacher was on the phone. And she said, Miss Williamson, I don't know what's going on because the person the teacher describing to me, it just ain't the Nicholas I know. This what the orchestra teacher said, and she was in there too, and Nicholas was in there. And I said, well, I've never, had a problem with him like this before. And she said, I don't know. She said, but I did email her. I said, oh, you emailed her? And she said, yes, I did. So evidently she didn't open the email, or either she just ain't, telling the truth. So anyway, he started going to her class for the remainder of school till, they was out for the summer. And that was, a teacher calling your child prejudice. And I'm like, what? But she couldn't be prejudiced. And then Nick told me the next day or two, she saw him in the hall and said, she asked him, Nicholas, how can you say I'm prejudiced? And so he told her, on account of your actions, that's why I said it. So you got hair. I told the boy, I said, oh, you had that much sense to tell her that. That's what I told. But anyway, it's just been one thing after the other one. Then, school closed, and then he did have a couple of classes he had to repeat, so he went to summer school. Now he's in 12th grade. Thank the Lord for that. We got that squared away. And then, like I said, little stuff like that. And after I even left the school, went to Dollar General, the regular devil trying to get me there. I paid for my stuff. Some Cheetos in the basket when I got out there. I said, well, I don't think I remember putting them up there. And I looked at my receipt. I said, I didn't pay for this. And something made me say, well, go on, it's just a bag of chips. And I'm thinking, well, no, I didn't pay for them. That'll be stealing. So I said, well, I'm going to take them, so I'll leave them in the bucket. I ain't feel like going. I was hurting so bad, I ain't know what to do. So I said, I went on, let me go on in here, something in my conscience. So I had to go in there, and I said, hey, excuse me, the cashier was in there talking to the customer. I said, excuse me, these bag of Cheetos, I didn't pay for them. I'm going to just leave them right here on the desk, okay? She ain't say yes or no. They looked at me like, the blank stare like, is she serious? She must ain't got good sense. That was the look they was giving me, but it ain't worth that saying wasn't even worth 50-cent bag of Cheetos. What I'm gonna steal a 50-cent bag of Cheetos for and risk my I got an answer for stealing. That ain't even worth that. But that that old raggedy devil, I can't stand him. Trying to get me to steal a little bag of Cheetos. Just little stuff. You got to watch out for that little stuff. So I'm back on it now, I'm back on my game. I got my scripture started back. I read it, and I read the Bible. Even I downloaded the Bible read to you. Yes, and so I follows that, and I'm just gotta get just get it right and keep reading my Bible, cause you gotta do it morning, noon, and night. Pray and pray some more, cause all through the day, cause he trying to get me, and he ain't gonna steal my joy. But I just thought I'd come on here and try to give y'all a word of encouragement and let you see, hey, a Christian ain't perfect. Y'all be blessed. See you next time.